So this is Wurkkos T1 and this is Wurkkos brand new tactical flashlight. So let's quickly unbox this and see what we get. Hello everyone, welcome to EDC Glow and Gears. I hope you guys are doing really well. So finally, I have the Wurkkos T1, which is a brand new release from Wurkkos, and I am impressed with the design. So if you look at the box, this is something which I really appreciate from Wurkkos. They have been stepping their game really well, and they have changed their lineup. So this is going to be their new tactical flashlight of 21700 category cells. So let's quickly unbox this and see what we get. So on the box you can see the mention of the brand new LED, which is Cree XFLSNA, which is around 6 to 6500 Kelvin. This comes in only gray. So here you can see we have 5500 lumens of max brightness. It can show up to 500 meters of beam distance, and yeah, this is completely dependent on how you use it. And this is IP-X8 water and dust resistant. So let's quickly see what we get in the box. Excuse me for the box, because while transporting, I think the courier company has tossed it around, and that's the reason I noticed there are a lot of damage. But fortunately, the flashlight is absolutely fine. So the first thing which we get is the manual, and it's probably on every language. So please go through it before you toss it into your box or toss it around. It's preferred to make sure you go through all the details, because otherwise you might miss out on any of the feature. So I highly recommend you to go through the manual at least once. Right, so now we have a small pouch which has the okay, so we get really good quality two O-rings. This is probably to seal the battery tube. Very good quality. And then we have a good quality lanyard with a spacer, so you can put it in your hand and lock it. The quality of the fabric is good. It feels like spongy, but the quality of the fabric and this cable is pretty good. So let's put it back, and I will highly recommend that you save this, because this is going to be very important for long run, because Wurkkos does last you a very long time. And so I'm pretty sure the rubber gasket might give up, so you can use those. Alright, so finally we have USB-C to USB-C charging cable from Wurkkos. Thank you so much. This is a really nice welcome, rather than giving a A to C. Now most of the charger which we get is C, so this is going to be really helpful. So thank you, Wurkkos. Okay, then we have the main player. Oh, that looks good. That looks really good. So I am impressed with the design, because Wurkkos has been following this particular styling, which is great. I have nothing to complain about this styling, but it's a very fresh start for Wurkkos, and for both the things. First, the design, and second, the lineup, which is T series, right? So we did have TD series, but this is the fresh T series. So I am looking forward to more models getting included in this T1. So if you look closely, this is Wurkkos TS28, and this is Wurkkos TD07. So you can see the styling is pretty similar on these two. So I'll just keep this aside, and if I bring TD01C, you can see the styling philosophy was pretty same, with certain amount of changes, probably 10, 15 or 20% changes across the different models, right? But finally Wurkkos has managed to develop a beautiful looking flashlight. So I'm really digging this exposed core design. So this also reminds me of the recent release by Loop Gear. They have something called SK07, which they have a similar design pattern. Let me grab it for you. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So Loop Gear has came up with this design, which is something which they have came up from this particular design, which is SK03, where you can see the exposed internal core or battery core. So this is something what they have recently came up, and now Wurkkos is also following the same design language, but in their own flavor, which I really like. So as per the build quality, it feels very solid in hand, and that's something which is expected from Wurkkos, because they have been doing this really well for a very long time. And you can see that I have so many Wurkkos flashlights, and I cannot tell you if any of these failed on me. So if I have to show you around, so this is the design. This is a very nice, almost deep carry clip, and then you have a USB-C charging port. Oops, this is a trick. Yeah, here we have, and then on top of that we have the charging and the battery status LED. Then we have this granulated bezel. This is the brand new Cree X, what was it? Yeah, it's Cree XFL SNA. It's a mouthful name for this LED, but this reminds me of LHP73B. So you have a very smooth anodized body, and I like this gray. I don't think Wurkkos does have any gray in their portfolio, especially for the cylindrical ones, but in flat style we do have these gray. I think it's not similar. Yeah, it's not similar, but at least it's not black. All right, so yeah, so we have the brand new Cree LED or the emitter. Then we have a really nice addition, which is another side light. So this also houses 4 different colors into one chip. I think they also used a brand new chip from Cree. It's called XML Color Gen 2, because that single LED has like 4 different dyes baked into a larger die, and you can switch the colors in them. So I think Wurkkos is using that LED. So coming back, then we have the rotary dial, and it is smooth. There's a good amount of friction to it, and it's I don't know how to call this. There's a tension, or there's the friction which is there, and it's very satisfying. You can hear the click. So this reminds me of the TD07, because I used to love this rotary dial. So on this, the dial only rotates, not the top part. I think this entire thing rotates. Yeah, the entire thing rotates, including the switch. But yeah, the feel is really nice. All right, so before we move on to the UI, let's quickly see some other flashlights of 21700, which is kind of similar in terms of the functionality of being tactical flashlight, right? So let's start with the brand new release from Sofun. This is the SK31, and you can see the size is pretty much the same. I believe, yeah, the Wurkkos is slightly shorter. And then we have Sofun SK40, which has a larger head. Then we have the Convoy M21B. So yeah, you can see the size. These are all 21700 cell, and these are kind of tactical flashlights. This is just for the reference of the size, right? All right, so let's get back. So let's quickly see what we get in terms of battery. So we can't open it from here, though it looks like we can, but I don't think we can open from here. So let's keep it in lock. Okay. Here we have the spring and the driver. So we get a standard R21700 cell, which is 5000 milliamp hour. It's a flat top. So this is a standard R21700 from Wurkkos. And here we have the tube. Let's see if we can see inside. Okay, so here we have a spring down there, and it looks pretty thick and stiff. Yeah, now you can see. And this is kind of a E switch, so it should have some sort of circuit or a board. So the machining is really good. Okay, and this switch has a nice grip, so you can see the dimples or the dots, which adds really good grip. So there is a little bit of rattle, but that shouldn't be a problem. I guess in the next gen or next batch they can fix this. Otherwise it feels really solid in hand. And you can see it's not the head is not very large from the body. If I bring the SK40, you can see the head is pretty large than the battery tube, where in terms of the T1, it has a really symmetrical body to head, right? The head is slightly larger than the tube because the chiseled area, but yeah, it feels really good. So let's quickly jump into the UI. So we have very simple UI laid out. So this is your lockout. In lockout, nothing happens. Then we switch to side light. So if I click, that's where your side LED turns on. If I press and hold, half press basically changes to green, half press changes to blue, and half press changes to white. So this is a key implementation what they have done, and I really like it, because this is something which we never expected, and I think Wurkkos really has done a great job by adding on the side light. Because if you consider the similar category flashlight, which is this Sofron SK31, it does not have anything similar to this. It doesn't have a side light. It is a very good flashlight for its purpose, but it doesn't have this additional feature. So kudos to Wurkkos for adding this. Now the best part is it's not only the white light which you can cycle and change the brightness. You can do the same for all the LEDs. So right now we are on the side light. If I press a half press, you can see it is changing the brightness. Now if I half press and hold, it will change the color from white to red. And if I half press and where did it go? Okay, so now we are on the red color, right? So if we half press quickly, it cycles through its brightness, and if I press and hold, then it will cycle to the next color, which is green. So if I half press, it will cycle through its brightness. Now if I press and hold, it will change the color, right? So if I do full press from off, it goes to the special mode. And if I click on if I do a half press, it will go to this red blinking mode. Half press again goes to strobe, or beacon rather, not strobe, it's beacon. Half press goes back to red and blue specials. So full press switches off. Now we can move to the next mode, which is your outdoor mode. So half press will turn it on, so you can see. So let's do it one more time. So it's off now. If I do a half press, it switches on. Half press will cycle through its brightness, and full press will switch it off. So if I do a full press, it goes to the last known brightness directly. If I press, it goes off. So if I press and hold, it goes to moonlight, right? From there, I can do half press and it will cycle through its brightness, right? Now let's see if we have memory. So okay, so this is the low. Let's go to medium, switch off. So if I switch it back on, it goes to medium. So we do have memory. That's nice. And this is the button is pretty sensitive, and you can see I'm not even pressing, I'm just slightly tapping on it and it is changing the brightness. So this can be problematic for few. Yeah, because it's pretty sensitive. And this reminds me of the SK31 because I think they are using the same switch. So even the SK31 had a very sensitive switch. All right, so, and one more thing I want to check, if we are on the regular mode and if we switch, yeah, it switches off. So this is a e-switch which is baked into the entire setup, right? Okay, now we are in tactical mode. So half press gives you the turbo access directly and full press gives you strobe. So if I do a full press, nothing happens. So you have to hold, that's when the modes will work. So half press gives you full brightness, which is turbo. I think that's 5500 lumens. And if you do a full press, that goes to strobe. And this strobe is also variable strobe, so it is going to definitely disorient your enemy or whoever is trying to attack you. So yeah, so I need to check if this is going to perform. Oops. Yeah, that's very sensitive. Yeah, that's one thing. Okay, yeah, so let's do one thing. Let's go outside and see how this thing performs. Hello everyone. So today we have the brand new Wurkkos T1 tactical style flashlight. So this comes with a brand new 3 LED, which pretty much looks like the LHP73B emitter. So let's see how this thing performs. So let's start with the outdoor mode. So here we have the lowest mode. And this is paired with an orange pill reflector, so you will have a very smooth throw. Level 3, level 4, and level 5. Oh, this thing is bright. Really, really bright. So you get a very uniform beam. So let me take a quick walk and show you. So this is the lowest brightness. Level 1, level 2, this is level 3, this is level 4, and back to level 1. So let's concentrate on the pole. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So as this is not a proper thrower, you can see it doesn't have a defined hotspot. There is a hotspot, but it's not very defined. So yeah, it's a very good flashlight. So for close range, you can definitely use it. And I won't say even close range. This is pretty good for 300 to 400 meters without any problem. So you can see this park. I can easily see the end of the park with this, though it's not like a proper thrower, but yeah, I can still manage to see it. Also, it does have a side light, so you can see I can cycle through different brightness, and if I want, I can change the color also. So this is the, let me show you here. So here this is the side light and this is the white light. Now we have the red light. And in the red light also you can change the brightness. So level 1, level 2, level 3. Let's move to the next color. This is green. This also have 3 brightness. This is the blue color. This is level 1, level 2. Oh, sorry. This is level 2 and this is level 3. So I'm not sure how useful this is going to be, especially the blue color, but yeah, it's there. So let me show you the tactical mode once. So half press, direct access to turbo, and you can see this thing is blindingly bright. It will be pretty interesting to see how this thing performs against LHP73B based similar host. Now it is stepping down. I think it's getting hot. But if you remove your finger and re-engage it, you can again enable the turbo. All right. So let's wrap it up. Here we have the Wurkkos T1. Alright, so you saw the beam shot and it was very good until the time you are not pushing it really hard, because I think it has a thermal limitation because of the less thermal mass on the head. So it does not allow it to dissipate heat very efficiently. So that's the reason when we started the testing, it was holding the turbo for at least 20 to 30 seconds. But when the head part was really hot, it was struggling to keep up. So when it was really hot, when I was pushing it to turbo, you notice that it was immediately thermal throttling and lowering the brightness, right? So that was within like 2 to 3 seconds or maybe 3 to 4 seconds. So I don't know what is the reason, but I think because of the thermal mass, it has less thermal mass, and as it was already reaching the ceiling of its maximum temperature, the driver is set up to immediately drop down the brightness to prevent from anything to burn or fry, right? So all in all, I really like this flashlight. It's just that the tail switch is very sensitive, what I have seen in the similar category of Sofan. So I think they're using the same switch, and that's the reason this also has a very sensitive switch. Let me show you both of them. So this is the Sofan SK31. I really like this flashlight. The design and the performance is good. So now it is on, right? And if I tap, you can see it's changing the brightness. But after testing, this still has a little bit of give to the touch, and on Wurkkos it is slightly more sensitive. So you can see it's more sensitive. It's something which might freak few people for sure. So what I can understand is there is a stem under this particular rubber, so it's pretty close, or it is sticking to this rubber, so that's the reason it is that sensitive. For the Sofan, there is a little bit of play you can see, so the stem is slightly on the lower side, and that's the reason once you press a little bit, then it becomes sensitive. So I can show you. See, it's not working, right? So the moment I press a little more or tap slightly harder, that's when it starts to change its brightness. So maybe because of the fatter rubber, or the distance between the rubber sealing and the stem is slightly higher, that's the reason the sensitivity is slightly less on this. But I think for the Wurkkos, the stem is actually touching the rubber very closely, and that's the reason I can feel the stem in the center of the rubber cap, right? So that's the reason it is slightly more sensitive than the Sofran one. But all in all, it's a very good flashlight. I think if you are not pushing the turbo, and if you're first of all, you don't need to push it to turbo. In medium to high brightness, I think it's more than enough. And in certain scenarios where you need to push it, I think that's when you should push the turbo. For the first attempt, I think Wurkkos has nailed the design, the performance, and the choice of the LED. Though I don't know why they have gone with the orange peel reflector. Generally, if it is a tactical flashlight, we expect it to have a smooth reflector. But on the contrary, when we have a square die emitter, I have noticed most of the manufacturers, they go for the what do you call it, OP reflector or orange peel reflector. So yeah, that's something which I wanted to share with you guys. All right, so yeah, that's my take on the Wurkkos, and I'm happy what Wurkkos has done with the first attempt of the T1. So let me know in the comment if you really like this flashlight, and if you have to pick one, if in this category, which is 21700 cell, will you pick this one? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. You have a great day, and I see you in the next video.